No one else has our cash flow games. As Rich Dad said, design a business that can do something that no other business can do. Simply put, focus all your efforts on your core strength, your unique product. The plan worked. Once we had built the books to a certain level of success on our own, we licensed other publishers around the world to publish versions in other languages. We licensed the rights to sell certain products through infomercials. We went on the road to do investment seminars across the United States, in Australia, and in Singapore. Cash flowed in from all three strategies, as well as from the sales of the game. When I talked about spiritual money, I really did not think we would have made as much money as we did from just our strategies. It was like magic. More strategies today. Today, the tactic is the same. All of our strategies are focused on getting people to play the cash flow games. Today, the number of strategies has increased. Today, our business looks like this. 1. Books in 42 different languages. 2. Games in 14 different languages. 3. Network marketing companies using our products. 4. A coaching company. 5. A seminar company. 6. A national radio show. 7. Cash flow clubs throughout the world. 8. Digital online game initiatives. 9. Curriculum initiatives, including RichKidSmartKid.com, which offers free games and curriculum for kindergarten through 12th grade. Our company grows by adding partners who can add to our strategies. Via licensing or co-venturing, we do not have to grow the size or number of employees of the Rich Dad Company. Our company remains small, but has big partners. 3 jobs of leaders. At the start of this chapter, I listed a set of jobs Rich Dad thought were important for a leader. Once the product was developed and protected legally via patents and trademarks, Kim and I focused on the following 3 jobs of leaders. 1. Strengthen the company on the inside. 2. Expand the company on the outside. 3. Improve the bottom line. Working for cooperative money. Through all this very rapid growth, the company handled the expansion without a hitch. Instead of success destroying us as it did with the Nylon Wallet Company, the Rich Dad Company grew stronger with the growth. The company grew because we were cooperative, working for cooperative money. Every dollar that came in from our licensed strategic partners was a cooperative dollar. By cooperating instead of competing, our strategic partners get richer, and so do we. I believe our company was pretty well designed. It was designed to grow. We leveraged the talents of our team to build and protect intellectual property, and then leveraged the intellectual property through licensing all over the world. We found the right team to guide us in this process. As we grew the Rich Dad Company, we did not have the growing pains many small companies go through. We did not have cash flow problems, space problems, or adding employee problems. The company remained basically the same size even as we grew exponentially. What expanded was the number of strategic partners. As we grew, more and more money flowed in and very few dollars flowed out. All my years of screwing up, correcting, and learning were paying off. No more glimpses. Today, instead of just a glimpse of the world I want to live in, Kim and I live in a world better than we ever dreamed of. It seems like magic, and it is magic. The money and lifestyle are great, but it is the sense of making a difference in so many lives that is the true magic. When I think back on my dad sitting unemployed in front of the TV set, the kids in the sweatshops in Asia from my wallet business, and then to the families playing cash flow on the Yangtze River, that is the real magic. As Dr. Buckminster Fuller would say, it's the work of the Great Spirit. As Lance Armstrong says, it's not about the bike. the entrepreneur's job is done. Once I saw the article about the cash flow game in the New York Times, I knew my job as an entrepreneur was over. We had done our job. Kim and I had taken the business as far as we could take it. We knew it was time for a new team. In the summer of 2008, our new team took over. The team has changed, but their jobs are the same. Their jobs as leaders are: clearly define the mission, goals, and vision of the company. Find the best people and forge them into a team. Strengthen the company on the inside. Expand the company on the outside. Improve the bottom line. Invest in research and development. Invest in tangible assets. Be a good corporate citizen. Rich Dad's Entrepreneurial Lesson Number 9. Don't fight for the bargain basement. Chapter 9. How to Find Good Customers. One day during my junior year of high school, Rich Dad and I were walking past an entrance to a hotel when we heard a man's voice shouting loudly, "I will not pay you another dime. You have not kept your agreement." Looking up, I saw a family of 5 with a very upset father yelling at a local man in a Hawaiian print shirt. "But all you have paid is a deposit," the local man protested. "You still owe us the balance. I cannot let you check in until the balance is paid. You were to have paid your balance in full a month ago. You're lucky we even held your rooms for you. This is our peak season." "It's a good thing you did hold our rooms for us," snarled the father. "You'd have heard from my attorney if you hadn't." "I still need to be paid," said the local man, holding his ground. "I told you that I will pay you. Don't you have ears? Just check us in, and I will pay you," the father growled. "I have a check right here made out to you. Let us get into our room, and we will settle this once and for all." This was the era before credit cards. "You need to pay in cash. A check will not do. That is why we ask you to pay in full, in advance. It gives us time to clear a personal check." "What is wrong with you?" asked the father, now shouting at the top of his lungs. "Don't you people understand English? I told you I would pay you. Now show us to our room. Do I have to call your boss to get things done?" A crowd started to gather. Not wanting to make a scene, the man in the Hawaiian shirt picked up the mountain of suitcases, loaded them on a trolley, and directed the family to their room. "He'll never get paid," said Rich Dad as we continued. "How do you know?" I asked. "We dealt with the same guy 3 years ago. He did the same thing to us. He's going to go to the room, write the check, and then stop payment on it." "What happened after he stopped payment?" I asked. "By the time we found out his check was no good, he had already checked out. We called him once he was back on the mainland. I believe they live in California, and we tried to collect." "Then what happened?" "When we threatened to take him to court, he agreed to pay us half of what he owed. He said our service was bad, and he felt he was paying us what we deserved. He said he was being generous, paying 50% of what he owed us. Since it would have cost more to take him to court, we agreed. Even then, it was 6 months before he paid anything." We walked for a while in silence. Disturbed, I finally had to ask, "Is this common in business?" "Yes, unfortunately it is. You will always have good customers and bad customers. Fortunately, I have found about 80% of all customers are good customers. 5% are like him, just horrible, and the other 15% are in between," replied Rich Dad. "Oh, on top of that, this same guy had the nerve to call again last year and try to book a tour package with us. What nerve!" "Did you do business with him?" "Are you kidding?" laughed Rich Dad. "I had already fired him. Our reservation department had his picture and his name on our Do Not Do Business With Again list. The person taking the call remembered his name and told him we were full. This was before computers, which keep track of customers today. You fire customers? I asked in surprise. Absolutely, said Rich Dad. You fire bad customers just as you would fire a bad employee. If you do not get rid of your bad employees, the good employees will leave. If I do not fire bad customers, not only will my good customers leave, but many of my good employees will leave as well. But aren't some of the complaints or upsets your fault too? I asked. Couldn't the complaints be legitimate? Yes, replied Rich Dad. Often it is our fault. Our staff does make mistakes or may offend customers. Our systems can break down. That is why we look into every complaint and take it seriously. Just as you look both ways before you cross the street, when it comes to complaints, we have to look both ways, at the customer and at our operations. Is it hard firing people? I asked. Being 17 years old at the time, the thought of firing someone, especially an adult, frightened me. It was not something I wanted to do. It's never pleasant, said Rich Dad. It's one of the more unpleasant yet important jobs of an entrepreneur. Your job is a people job. People are your biggest assets and biggest liabilities. One day, you'll have to fire someone. I am sure it will be an experience you will never forget. Rich Dad and I entered a restaurant and found a table to have lunch. Once the waitress had filled our water glasses, handed us the menu, and explained the specials, Rich Dad continued with his lesson on people. The same is true with advisors. You must be able to fire bad advisors. If you have accountants or attorneys who do a poor job,